on the National Mall.
There was plenty of H2O on this wet, dreary day in the nation's capital, but the rain did not seem to dampen the spirit of the crowd. Clinical psychologist Tim Trumper from Southbury, North Carolina. What specifically makes you worried?
Climate change is my biggest concern. We can't stop anymore in this area.
Kristen Sanborn from New Jersey senses a change in climate for science.
I'm here today because I'm so upset about all that science team's under attack. Now that's under attack.
Speakers at the rally spent many
Science, but we're not. We're defending it.
and ages.
We cannot vote, not yet.
But we will be heard. But our numbers here today,
Including crowd favorites like Bill Nye, the science guy.
Let's just bring it in. I gotta wait here until I sell the bus pass at 6, and then we can go. Okay.
The march was billed as a nonpartisan defense of science, but some strongly attacked the policies of the administration.
Yes, no.
Concerns of the marchers included an
Go out to the
18%
what?
$6 billion proposed cut in funding for the National Institutes of Health, denial of what they see as established science, such as the threat of climate change, and the changing immigration policy. Foreign-born scientists fill nearly half of U.S. postdoctoral research positions. Lillian Knipp, Kathy Ely, and Lucia Teal live in Baltimore.
We were born in the 50s. We grew up in the 70s. We watched progress. We were protesting back then, and we're too old for this, okay? We should not be out here protesting about things that we won in the 70s and the 80s. We were at the first Earth Day.
On this 48th Earth Day, marchers turned out in communities large and small, including this tiny contingent on the North Pole.
What's with the
In a
YouTube
statement,
channel?
President Trump said, "My administration is committed to advancing scientific research that leads to a better understanding of our environment and of environmental risks." And Rita, he went on to say that we should remember that rigorous science depends not on
Charges, do
ideology,
you want to play with this
but on a
one?
spirit
Yeah.
of honest inquiry and
Download
real
it.
As of the huge march for science.
Okay. Let's go. Free move. Ultimate Ocean Predator 2016.
Today at Walter Reed, President Trump and the First Lady also spent some time with members of the Wounded Warrior Project. President Trump also announced what he described as a big rally to be held in Pennsylvania on Saturday that will be...
The Justice Department said...
Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Everything's gonna be alright. Stiffen up that upper lip, little lady. I told you, daddy's gonna hold you. It's funny, I remember back when daddy had no money, mommy.
singled out New York that's soft on crime.
When I read that statement by DOJ this afternoon, my blood began to boil.
O'Neill later tweeted, even with 1 million more people, New York City now has 1/5 the crime of 1990. Sound like we're soft on crime? A recent analysis of FBI data by a progressive think tank suggested that sanctuary areas have significantly lower crime, possibly because illegal immigrants are less afraid to report crimes to police. On Friday, the Justice Department also sent these letters to sanctuary jurisdictions.
That's a war machine right there.
Of the President of the United States to protect America through his executive
Have you ever looked for a hotel online, which with all the does the work for you and instantly compares the prices of over 600,000 hotels and over 200 different websites? That's how you can be sure that you can find the ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel
On this Earth Day, scientists in Alaska are sounding the alarm about rapidly melting polar ice. Barry Peterson has our report.
With temperatures soaring this last winter to 50 degrees above normal, the area around the North Pole is melting, and the Arctic sea ice is shrinking at a rate never seen before.
We're not talking about something that's 100 years from now. We're talking about something that's going to happen in the next decade.
Jeremy Mathis is Director of Arctic Research for NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
The Arctic is warming twice as fast as other parts of the planet.
We met Mathis at Utqiagvik, Alaska, once called Barrow, the farthest northern city in the United States, where NOAA has a lonely outpost monitoring the Arctic sea ice.
Here on the polar ice, it's not what you see, but what's hidden below. The ice is thinning. It used to be 9 feet thick in some areas. Now, it's more like 3. What's happening out there?
We care about the Arctic because it has connections to the entire northern hemisphere, to people down in the lower 48 states.
The warming Arctic is causing the jet stream to wobble across America, helping spawn massive weather events. And the number of billion-dollar events in 2017 is on track to set a record.
Oh, man!
And as America's weather becomes more destructive, early warnings become more critical. But scientists may lose their vital tools like climate monitoring science by the Trump administration. Mick Mulvaney is the administration's budget director.
As the climate change, we consider that to be a waste of your money. We're going to be less aware of what's coming down the road.
John Walsh is chief scientist at the International Arctic Research Center at the University of Alaska in Fairbanks.
We're basically ignoring threats to the well-being of future generations.
In Alaska, warmer temperatures are melting the permafrost. Villages are literally disappearing. And scientists say Alaska today
Let's go! Go, 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 go!
Future for the rest of America. Barry Peterson, CBS News, Utqiagvik, Alaska.
Crossy Road.
And so I have the other side of the climate change debate from a man who calls himself a climatist.
It's the final days of Mattress Firm's once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get once-in-a-lifetime savings of up to 70% off Tempur-Pedic and Sealy. Plus, save up to $2,000 on floor models, but only up to It's been month after month.
Let's go!
Days and nights of relaxing, only to have my symptoms return.
Tell your doctor what you tried and how long you've been at it. Zest works differently from Laxative. Zest treats adults with ideal doctor right away.
Looking for clear answers for your retirement plan? Start here. Or here. Even here. And definitely here. At Fidelity, we're available 24/7 to make retirement planning simpler. Let me know when you think. You'll always be
Works on concept, freezing pain,
starts working in 1 hour. Relief lasts 24 hours. With a regular 5-in-1 relief. Why have ordinary when you can have best?
Only Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
They call themselves climate realists. They reject the idea that man-made greenhouse gas emissions threatens the climate. And they think that the U.S. should stop spending tax dollars on climate change programs. Here's Dean Reynolds.
Scientists may worry about melting polar ice, rising seas, or strengthening storms, but to Joe Bast, all of what others call warning signs of climate change are just the natural order of things. Is it fair to call you climate change deniers?
We are climate realists. The efforts to stop global warming or slow it down are way disproportional to what the science suggests would be necessary.
From this office park near Chicago, Bast runs the Heartland Institute, a conservative think tank waging what he insists is a nonpartisan information war.
But if you look at the opinion polls, I think the American public are on our side. They say, okay, maybe climate is changing, maybe there's a human impact. We probably can't do anything about it. It's really expensive. We think we've wasted too much money on this already.
Besides, he says, climate change isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Cold weather kills more people. More people would benefit in a warmer climate.
Most climate scientists, as well as NASA, dismiss these arguments as propaganda for fossil fuels.
Hey!
Bast, who is not a physicist, fellow skeptics in the administration. Climate change, he says, is a naturally occurring cyclical phenomenon caused mostly by the sun, not an approaching disaster accelerated by carbon dioxide emissions caused by humans.
There is still much to learn about
The Institute is now sending that message in books and videos to 300,000 public school teachers and college professors. And despite a tepid reaction to the mailings, Bast believes the tide has turned.
Are you winning? We're winning big time. 10 years from now, nobody's going to be talking about global warming. It's going to be a bad memory.
And not a nightmare. Dean Reynolds, CBS News, Arlington Heights, Illinois.
Up next, you could call him a mountain hermit, but he's got one of the world's most complete records of climate change.
I accept I don't race down the slopes like I used to. I even accept I have a higher risk of stroke due to AFib, a type of irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. But whatever trail I take, I go for my best. So if there's something better than warfarin, I'll go for that too. Eliquis. Eliquis reduced the risk of stroke better than warfarin, plus had less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis had both.
Don't stop taking Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to, as stopping increases your risk of having a stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care. 7 standard.
Stimulant laxatives make your body go by forcefully stimulating the nerves in your colon. It works with the water. I'm walking you
The DNA Day sale is here. Get your Ancestry DNA kit. Spit. Mail it in. Learn about you. And the people. Go explore your roots. Take a walk through the past. Relatives. And see how a place and its people are all a part of you. Ancestry DNA. Save 20% through website AncestryDNA.com.
Sand fries? Oh my god, I know. There are so many different guises out there all over the internet. And to the for the best price.
A word for the wise. If symptoms of because Zysol is effective at hour 24 as at hour 1. So, be wiser. Take new Zysol.
When life runs smoothly, it follows a rhythm all of its own. But if diarrhea knocks you off course, Imodium AD prevents fast relief to soothe the symptoms. Now available in a subject. Life in
In the Colorado Rockies, we're out of order. Man-made game players 5 years ago. John Blackstone.
A springtime visit to Billy Bob. Discover this remote cabin deep in the woods.
Like a snow cave here.
Is home to troves of scientific data. When it melted, using a hand-operated system he built himself.
Yeah, what this does is it converts the weight of this can and the swirling into covering of water.
He also calculated how much groundwater that snow would produce when it melted. He's been doing that same thing since 1974 in twice less. When that wasn't enough to keep Billy busy, he started tracking wildlife.
The precipitation, birds, mammals.
And recorded now tattered notebooks. Scientist David Inouye from the neighboring Rocky Mountain Biological data for his wildflowers. Billy's notebooks, but was shocked comprehensively.
Changing and how animals are responding to the changing climate.
When you started taking, did you have any idea that they were like any kind of long-term significance?
In War Dragons, there are so many dragons to discover, it's insane. We're going for a legendary dragon right now. After using our egg tokens, breeding is complete. And it looks like we have Hydran. Let's take him flying. During an attack, you directly control your dragon. Here, I have Hydran sweeping his flamethrower attack over the most dangerous threats, and activating Twin Wall to avoid incoming damage from projectile.
Earlier each year.
It's worrisome, obviously. It's not a good trend. Will we lose water storage? Will drought increase? Will floods and famine increase?
But Billy leaves the answers to big questions like those to others. He's content to do his part and head out into the wilderness, where there's an infinite amount of data waiting to be collected. John Blackstone, CBS.